Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Athlete Zone podcast. Today, we have a special guest joining us, one of the most exciting athletes in football. He's already made a name for himself on the field, but today we're going to dive deeper into his journey and learn about the impact he is making beyond the game with his personal brand. Our guest today is Cody Siegner, and he is an up-and-coming tight end at Oregon State University. Before reaching the collegiate level, he had an impressive high school career, and now he's building something even bigger, his very own personal brand, and something that resonates with fans and inspires others. We're going to talk about Cody's journey from his early days in Crane, Oregon, to becoming a Division I athlete, and how he's using his platform to build a brand that represents something much bigger than just sports. First off, Cody, welcome to the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
How has life been treating you at Oregon State?
Good. I've been liking it a lot. The rain is
Yeah.
not used to that where I'm from, but I'll
Really?
get used to it. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because 'cause you're kind of in a deserty area in
Yeah.
Ukraine.
A lot drier for sure.
Okay. Well, I wanna learn a little bit about pre-college, youth, and high school. So can you tell us a little bit about where you grew up and how you got into football?
Yeah, I grew up in Crane, Oregon. It's like a tiny little town in southeastern Oregon. Grew up on a ranch out there, and my dad actually played college football at Oregon, so we were a big sports family growing up, and so
That's cool.
just played sports all my life, I guess, kind of how I got into it.
Yeah, okay, interesting. So you said you grew up ranching and doing rodeo activities. How did that unique upbringing shape your mindset and athletic work ethic?
Yeah, I think any competition you can do is good, kinda complements any other competition you can do, but, the different mentality for different sports, so I think, having that variety can make you, a diverse competitor, I guess.
Yeah. Did you ever have a hard time deciding between, like, do I go play football or do I stick with the rodeo?
Really, I just kinda, you know, did it all in high school and just waited it out to see what I got recruited for more and ended up getting recruited more for football, and then, yeah, so I just pursued that.
Okay. So was there a specific moment early on that you realized you'd have a future career in football?
Yeah, I think it was my sophomore year in high school, I started getting recruited. I wasn't getting the same level of recruiting from my other sports, so I kinda figured that,
Mhm.
that's probably where I was gonna go.
What, other sports did you play?
I played basketball too and rodeo, yeah.
Okay, cool. Who in your family or community inspired you the most growing up on the ranch, and how do you carry that inspiration into your sport?
Probably my dad, 'cause, he had the similar experience I did going to the same high school and then playing Division I football, so he had a lot of knowledge about just how I should go about it, so that really helped.
Yeah. Did he, play in the same position as you?
Yeah, he played tight end as well, yeah.
Okay, so you guys get to, like, practice together, get some coaching from your dad?
Yeah, definitely. He coached me all the way through middle school and all the way through high school, so
Was it the, like, dad mentality, like, after a bad game, the car ride home is
Oh, I don't
a
know,
little tense?
yeah, maybe sometimes, but it was all good. It was a good experience.
Yeah, that's cool. So, in high school, you had huge receiving numbers. You had 946 yards, 13 touchdowns your senior year. What was your favorite game or catch of that season?
Um, my favorite game, we probably was the semifinals. We actually ended up losing, but it was a crazy game, right down to the wire. We ended up losing on, like, last second score, but I had probably my best game of the year against our rival team. So that was a fun game, even though we ended up losing it, but
Yeah. Playing the rivals is always
yeah.
doesn't even matter, it's just fun. So you mentioned you also play basketball and competed in rodeo. How did those other athletic experiences feed into your development as a football player?
I mean, I think basketball really helps your athleticism, you're always running around and
Yeah.
jumping and just makes you overall more well-rounded athlete, I think. So,
Yeah. Does rodeoing, does that take like a lot of discipline and time? What kind of commitment is that?
yeah, I mean, I practice every day during rodeo season, so spring and summer, basically. So, yeah, it takes I mean, like any other sport, I guess, it takes time and practice to
Yeah.
get good at it.
Yeah, I've never really thought about like rodeoing and like even realized that it was considered a sport.
Yeah.
Just not common around here,
Yeah.
so that's
Yeah.
cool. As captain and all-state athlete, how did you balance leadership roles with performance?
I was a little bigger, I guess, on just leading by example. You know,
Yeah.
I guess just showing people what I thought was the right way to do things, let the rest take care of itself, I guess.
Yeah. Were there any challenges that you faced that taught you any lessons during that time?
Yeah, I mean, there was lots of times, we were in a close game in basketball or whatever, and just kind of had to, rally the team as one of the leaders and push through to get the victory.
Yeah. Well, high school is obviously a huge part of shaping who you are, but stepping into college athletics is a whole new level. So let's talk about that transition to Oregon State and the tight end position. How has that adjustment been physically and mentally?
Oh, it was definitely a big adjustment because I played 8-man football in high school.
Okay.
So, yeah, 8-man to Oregon State was definitely a huge adjustment, but no, it's been good, though. It was a good learning experience, and yeah.
What do you feel like were some of the biggest challenges or adjustments?
Oh, just the speed of the game and, the size of everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody's my size or even bigger than me when I got here, so I wasn't used to seeing that in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How has your training and preparation changed from high school to college?
Oh, just a lot more time put into it, like we're there all morning during the season and then back in the evenings for meetings and then off season lifting, which like in high school in the off season that was, playing another sport often
Yeah.
or so not giving the same level of focus on football.
Yeah.
Yes,
It's a full-time job.
yeah,
Or
definitely.
especially here, they really take their football seriously.
Yeah.
What has been your favorite moment so far in your college career?
I gotta say beating Wazoo last week. I didn't play. I was on the sidelines,
Yeah,
but that was still a fun game. And, yeah, we had a good time, so
needed that one for sure. It
yeah.
was a good one. Um, so coming from a ranching and multi-sport background, what unique strengths do you feel you bring to the team that others might not expect?
I think the work ethic, that you get from growing up on a ranch just because you have to, basically all growing up, I worked on the ranch, when I wasn't at school or playing sports. So I think that's not something not a lot of kids, maybe from bigger towns get.
Yeah, because that's a lot of physical work, and you don't have to wait till you're 16 to work either.
Yeah.
Early mornings, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that makes sense. So looking ahead, you're redshirting this year, right?
Yep.
Okay, so looking ahead, what are your biggest goals for the rest of your college career on and off the field?
Um, Biggest goals on the field is just become a starter, and have a successful winning season. Hopefully, make the college football playoff, and take it as far as I can.
Yeah,
And then off the field, just get a degree while I'm here, and then take that into hopefully going back to run the family ranch eventually, or wherever the road takes me, I guess.
yeah, that's cool. So as you've grown as an athlete, you've also decided to start building something even bigger, your own personal brand. So let's dive into what you want your brand to represent and why it's so important to you. So we just recently signed you. We haven't even started on the logo yet. What are you wanting to have your brand stand for?
Oh, I think it'd just be cool for the people back home, that not a lot of kids from where I'm from, make it to Division 1. So
Mhm.
just to make them proud and, little kids that look up to you have a chance to, wear your jersey or whatever and come to the games and, feel like you have a connection with them a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. When did you first realize that you had a platform just beyond playing your sport?
Probably would you guys hit me up, I guess. I don't know. I
Yeah.
didn't really realize I had one, but yeah.
And then, how do you want your brand to reflect your personality and values?
Um, that's a tough question. I don't know. I haven't really thought about it, I guess.
Yeah.
But I guess that doesn't really matter where you come from. You put the time and effort in, you can accomplish pretty much whatever you want.
Yeah. S That's a good one for
Oh,
sure. And by the time we get this uploaded, I'm sure we will have some merch on the website. So look forward to that. But your brand isn't just about you. It's also about the people who support you. So let's talk about your fans and the impact that they have on your journey. What does fan support mean to you as an athlete?
Oh, it's definitely huge, especially, from, like, the people back home. Such a small community, and not having the community behind you just, kinda keeps you going and makes you realize why you do it.
Yeah. So being from a small town, where are you all pretty familiar with each other?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, basically everybody in the town, comes to the football games on Friday nights,
Really?
and yeah, so that's kinda cool, I guess, about
Okay, no, that is cool.
yeah.
I love that. What is one thing that you wish more people understood about supporting athletes?
I think it goes a lot farther than people think. People may think, we're in the stands and we're here to watch the game. Doesn't really mean anything if we cheer, if we don't cheer, or if we, support the team in any way. But like when on a game day, when it's gets loud in the stadium, and you feel that as a player, and gives you a little extra motivation, I guess.
Yeah. What is one common misconception you think that people have about student athletes?
Probably that we're just like everybody else. We're just students that have to play a sport.
Mhm.
Yeah, just
Yeah, it's a lot harder than it looks for
yeah,
sure.
definitely a lot of time, but yeah.
All right. If you could say one thing to all of your supporters, what would it be?
Thank you, I guess. Yeah, means a lot to have
Yeah.
support. So.
Cool. Well, this has been an incredible conversation, Cody. Before you wrap up, what is your social media so people can support your brand?
My Instagram is just Cody_Siegner, and then my Twitter is just Cody Siegner. So
All
find me
right.
there.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, thank
And
you.
to our listeners, don't forget to check out Cody's merch on athletezone.com. Every purchase helps support his journey and keeps his brand growing.